Thanks to Kelly and Mike and PJ. Let's send it out to Scott Oak with Olli Jokinen and Mark Crawford.
Ron, thank you very much. Yes, the big centerman the Flames coveted for a long time became theirs on trade deadline day. Olli Jokinen joins us now for a few minutes on After Hours. The rumors were out there for a while that the Flames were interested in you. Had you any notion that they were interested to any extent before the actual deal on trade deadline day?
No, I didn't really know what's going to happen, and I was expecting to get traded in the summer, and that wasn't surprised me at all, but this time, you never know what's going to happen.
March the 4th was a surprise then?
Yeah, a little bit, because once you go into one place, you want to try to make it work over there, and we had a good young team there in Phoenix, and we were right there in 5th place in the coin All-Star break, and after that we start sliding, but they have a good future over there, and but on the other hand, I get a chance to go on a team who has a chance to go far in the playoffs, and that's very exciting.
And Mark's got a question about that.
You mentioned that now that you're going to have your first taste of playoff action. What are you looking forward to most?
Well, right now I'm just looking for Monday's game. It's we have to stay focused over here. I think as a team, we've been sliding a little bit, and we just gotta focus for next game and try to get a win and hold that first place in our division. But it's exciting. When you play here at this building, every game feels different. The crowd is behind you, and just being a hockey market, it's amazing.
Well, now it's your second time with Mike Keenan as your coach. What has that meant? The familiarity of having Mike behind the bench and him knowing your game.
Well, it makes it easier. He knows what I can do as a player, and he was a GM who signed me in Florida, locked me there for 4 years. So, so now we're back.
Well, you had your breakout year with Mike Keenan. That's when you became an elite player. What did he do to get you going that year?
Well, he was challenging me every day, and that was a time I didn't. That was my 4th or 5th year in the league, and I was playing 3rd, 4th line, and I was thinking to go back to Europe. To be honest, being a high draft pick, that was my 3rd team. I felt like my career was going the wrong direction, and Mike came there, and he gave me a chance to play, but he was very challenging every day. But on the other hand, he was really supportive too. And, sometimes it works out, and I'm happy he came there.
Just want to get back to this playoff scenario for a second, because the label
that about the next game.
I know, but I'm going to try and ask it in a different way.
Cool.
You had no luck. Let's see how I do. 9 years in the league, but he's never played in a playoff game, and that had to have been repeated 100 times leading up to the trade deadline. Of course, the only way to shed that label is actually to play in a playoff game, and you will here. But how sick were you of the label?
really sick. It's. I think 3 years ago, there was when Mike was a GM in Florida, there was a rebuilding progress over there. We had unbelievable players there: Craig Leaders, Roberts, Newendijk, Luongo in the net. It's at that time, if I wouldn't sign a deal there 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the trade deadline, I could have ended up going somewhere else. That was kind of my chance there to try to go somewhere and tell Mike, okay, trade me, I want to go to the playoffs. But I believe the program over there, and that's, I was a captain there, so you don't want to leave your players, and you don't want to jump and go somewhere else and try to find a better place that way. We tried in Florida 8 years, and I'm happy for guys over there. They're making a good push over there, and hopefully they be in the postseason.
Well, Lee, speaking of labels, and this question is coming. There was a nasty one out there in trade. Barnaby reported on TSN that he had spoken to some Western Conference players who said the Flames would live to regret this trade because Olli Jokinen is bad in the room. And I hate using this word, but for journalistic accuracy, I will. He called you a cancer, or at least he said some players called you that. Is your skin thick enough to not be bothered by those sorts of comments?
Yeah, absolutely. You can comment whatever, and I think the feedback I received, the players I played in the past, got some phone calls, text messages. I think a lot of people downplay what Wayne had to say and Malone in Phoenix, and but it's part of this business. People are making comments, and you go in a new room, so you have to earn your respect there anyways, and you just try to do your best and try to fit in.
Mark.
Well, now you're out of the markets that maybe aren't big hockey markets. Now you're in a market, I guess, maybe for the first time that is all hockey all the time here in Calgary. How's that been for you?
Oh, it's been good. I just picked my family up last night in the airport, and the people were asking what's wrong with us. We haven't scored two games, but it's good. It's I was in Florida for a long time, LA. Long Island.
That didn't happen at the airport a lot in Florida?
No, I think you can, if you've been in the hockey market for 10, 15 years, I understand guys want to go places like Florida, and you got a little bit more privacy over there. But for me, everything is new, and everything's been good so far.
Is it fair to say that Jerome McGinley is probably the best player you've ever played with?
Absolutely.
And what do you make of the opportunity?
Absolutely, he's amazing. He's the hardest working guy out there every time, and when you play a guy like him, you just try to keep your game simple and be good defensively. Feed him, give him a puck. He's a 50-goal scorer and an unbelievable player.
Okay, Olli, we're going to head to commercial, but before we do, have a look at this piece of videotape. I'm not sure what it is, but okay, I'm not whose feet? What is that there? Oh, somebody's got their feet in your ear there. I don't know. What are we looking at that for, Tim? You can go find out whose feet they are. Any ideas?
That could be Roisy.
I'll tell you what, Olli, right there, that's good TV, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Olli Jokinen, our guest on After Hours. We're standing by to be joined by the man who scored the winning goal tonight, Eric Nystrom, will join us next when we continue live from the Pengrowth Saddledome. Welcome back to Calgary. We're live at the Pengrowth Saddledome as we continue now with After Hours. Sorry to say that Eric Nystrom couldn't join us, but Dion Phaneuf is filling in. You know what? That mask has the same sort of intense look as Dion does in real life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This guy, he drinks a lot of this Red Bull, so, he's naturally a high-strung guy. Red Bull.
Yeah, well, folks, you can get away with a lot of things when the team wins, and I guess with that, that's what that points to. You've had some strong games, but tonight was one of your best, if not your best of the season, and we have no choice but to conclude that you were suitably inspired by the knowledge that you'd be appearing on this program tonight.
Oh, clearly. It was a big game for us, obviously, a must-win, and, it was luckily that I got that game winner, and same at him on After Hours, and I heard you guys had some bad luck with some teams losing. And
who told you that?
I just heard through the grapevine, so I was happy that didn't happen to me tonight.
All right, you and Mark go ahead and discuss the 2-on-1 goal.
Yeah, well, give us your breakdown on the 2-on-1 goal.
I kind of just was curling on the other side of the ice, and they made maybe a bad change, and I was just watching and hoping that the play would break open the way it did, and Iggy just got it, and the D was on his side, and he slid it over, and I know Backstrom was going to cover the bottom ice, and I just tried to get it upstairs, but that bad change kind of helped us out, and Iggy, great player, makes a great pass, and pretty open net.
You've been getting a little bit more ice time now. You've been trying to improve your game. What things have you been concentrating on to try and improve?
Well, it's I play a pretty simple game, and I'm not going to get away from that. But, there's times where you can have a little more patience, a little more confidence, and get the head up and make a play when the play is there. And I've just been trying to do that, and with that you build some confidence. And in this game, confidence is key, and you feel a little more comfortable with the puck. And, it's nice to get a goal, and that obviously gets you jumping.
Sure
and,
it does, yeah.
And a little more ice time is always good. And I'm just trying to push the coach's hand to make them play me more and score a goal. They kind of have no choice.
Well, you've won Mike Keenan's confidence. There's not much doubt about that. You've been heralded, Eric, for a willingness to do the dirty work, in particular blocking shots. You've got an apparent fearlessness when it comes to that. Where does that fearlessness come from?
Just wanting to play in this league. Obviously, there's a lot of ways that you can make a living here, and one of them is being on the penalty kill and being a guy who wants to block shots. And it's amazing how many times you go down to block that shot and it hits you in the ankle, and you got all the padding on, but it finds a way to find that hole where there is no padding. But I just want to win, and that's what it comes down to. And somebody's got to do that job, and if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do.
Well, you okay now? You got any aches or pains?
There's always a few here and there, but you're a hockey player. If you wake up without those, you're not playing hard enough.